Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech. The
Number one tech morning show in the world. Good morning.
good morning, and we have one for you today. We thank you for rocking with us on this episode. As always, we appreciate it. First and foremost, want to say if there's anything that you like, go ahead and comment about it. If you disagree, comment about it as well. Now, you don't only have to comment about it, you could also go ahead and click on the show. This is a call in show. Just a quick reminder to everybody that you can call in, must be 18 years or older to join, but you could call on the show and share your thoughts as we proceed to give you what you need. And there are tech
Mhm.
events that we'll be talking about later in the show, but I'll drop the link so that you can check it out for yourself. Again, tech event tickets that are available to you. And actually, not just tech event tickets, it's tickets in general for different events. South by Southwest was on there, a few other things. So when we get a chance, go ahead and check that out after the show. But we got to get into it because we got a we got a conversation to get started here, and then we'll talk about some other things. But yeah, Trey, the things may not have been this different for a lot of other roles in tech, but for the general populace, this is actually a new thing. So we're gonna dive into why some people are complaining about working for free in order to get where they need to go.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. And so we jumping in. I see. We hot. We hot.
Oh yeah, we gotta jump
uh,
in and give people what they need, and then we could talk a little bit more later.
yeah. No. 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 So I thought you had one before that, but either way, um, yeah, man. My computer is a little slow today, y'all. I guess it's a Monday morning for the computer, which it shouldn't be. It should jump start how I get it. As soon as I press start. Either way, um, we know right now. When you think about getting another job and doing something different, you're spending hours like perfecting the resume, getting the resume right, right? You making sure your little bullet points got your numbers in there, right? Some percentages, things that you've done that stand out in the role. You making sure all that is right, right? If you're smart these days, you're going through Chat GPT, or Claude, making sure, hey, make sure this sounds as good as it possibly can. Make me look good. That's what it's trying to do, right? Or maybe you paid somebody else. I don't know, but they probably also ran it through Claude. Just letting you know. But either way, uh, and then you getting it ready for the ATS, right? Because ATS that gets it before the human gets it, and so you want to make sure that's right so you can get past that. And then guess what? A growing number of companies right now, they don't care about none of that. They don't care about none of that. Okay. The job interview, like how we know it right now, is kind of being disrupted. And that's what we're talking about. Okay. Um, right now, employees or employers are doing the disrupting. And so here's what's happening right now. So traditional job interviews, they're losing relevance, and the process is getting exhausting. Let's put it like that. All right. People who are looking for jobs right now, they're applying to hundreds of positions, right? You go on LinkedIn, you see uh, hundreds of people have already applied to the position and it's been 10 hours. They hear nothing back sometimes, right? You don't hear anything. You just see an email sneak through that says, sorry to inform you, or, wish you the best on your journey. You're seeing that. And then while employers are overwhelmed with these AI polished resumes that everybody looks good, right? And so they're increasingly reliant on automation to also sift through the applicants. And so as a result, right now, the process that feels like less human, because it is, let's be honest. If they're using uh, automations and ATS systems and you're using Claude and ChatGPT first, like it is less human. There's no errors to look for in the resume because nobody has them. But either way, like I said, the result feels less human and less effective as every month goes by and AI gets better and better and people get smarter and smarter and start using AI as well. it's getting less effective. So what companies are doing instead right now, this is really happening. They're putting, hey, you need a job. I need somebody to work. Get over here. Like literally putting them to work. So work trials are short. They're paid periods where candidates work on real tasks for 7 to 14 days to show what they can actually do in a real work environment. All right. And so what this does is it helps the hiring team see, number one, how well somebody actually does at the job, like real time, you know, doing in the interview, right? Seeing if they fit in with the team, seeing how their character is as far as, are they going to be well with us? Yeah, they're able to see that in real time because you're there working real time. So not just how they look on paper. And the data on why it's pretty crazy for traditional interviews is because only 24% of candidates are happy with this interview process. And here's the thing, it's only because it's change. It's change. It's something new. It's not what they're used to. You're thinking about, man, I'm on here working and I'm not getting paid. But I think they said some of them do get paid, or they do get paid. I think so. But either way, this is not the normal interview process that people are looking at. And so, yeah, only 24% of candidates are happy with the process, while 44% of job applicants admit to lying during interviews. Gotcha. Now, 44% is crazy. You know how high that is, but that's almost 50%, which is almost 60%. No, I'm playing. I'm not gonna go there. But y'all, that's crazy. But speaking of 60%, 63% of hiring decisions are made within the first 5 minutes. So before the candidate has even gotten warmed up in the interview, they've already, yeah, or no. That's interesting. So either way, right now, companies like Linear, Automattic, 37 Signals, PostHog, and others have already been doing this for years. This is their way of life. They saying y'all just now catching up. And so work trials have been a long time practice at several tech companies. And then the trend is accelerating now. So Substack expert now project that by 2026, over 40% of entry-level positions will include some form of skill-based assessment or a work trial, period. All right. And now the shift is also being driven by a crisis of trust around credentials because we just don't trust y'all. And real quick story, man, I have a homie who actually used to do this, right? Now, I don't know if I told y'all this before, but yes, I have a homie who he would like straight up lie on his application, like not his application, but his resume to make it look, if he was trying to get into a space, to make it look great. He'd go through the interview, he'd learn just enough to be able to talk the talk, right? And he would get those jobs, 80,000, whatever, all the way up. And here's how he would get by in real time when he's working. Oh, we actually did it a little different at my job. And then they would just teach him the way that they do it there. And then he was good to go. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you what is happening out there and probably why companies are like, hey, we got to do something because we got people getting in here they not even supposed to be in here. I'm just telling y'all, this is exactly what used to happen. So either way, the hiring trends report in 2026 found that 37% of employers view credentials and learning history as reliable indicators of talent. 4 in 10 respondents are actively moving away from resume first hiring. And 10% have replaced resumes with skill-based and scenario-driven assessments. So that's what they're doing now, y'all. So here's what it means for you, okay? Whether you're a career switcher or a new grad or, whatever, you're looking for a new role, this is good news. I know you weren't thinking about that. It's actually good news because if you're a graduate, right, this is going to represent a big opportunity, one of the biggest opportunities, and as long as I know, to be able to level the playing field. Because now instead of saying, hey, you don't have any experience, so we're looking for people with experience, but I don't have experience because I just graduated. Hey, here you go. Get on this job. And you ain't got no responsibilities for real. So you should have no problem doing that. No problem. So instead of being filtered out by the background or where you went to school, you now have the chance to show your talent in action. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool because, I mean, I know some companies, like you mentioned, Joseph, some companies, they've been doing this in tech for sure. Like, hey, we had an assessment for you. Hey, we have an assessment for you. Then you're going to do a case study, right? So maybe you're not in the office because it's a fully remote role, but we're going to let you do a case study. And then that's going to get you into the interview with the co-founders and get you hired. So this is not anything new in certain spaces, but it is to the masses. And so it's why, people are mad, but we'll see. Either way, the new resume is a portfolio. The new interview is a project. So let's start building. And now that you know, you're not going to be surprised when it happens, when they say pull up. Yeah, Joseph.
Yeah, man. I was listening to you, and I was like, yeah, this is not as bad as people would want it, as people would think it would be. In regards to
Mm-mm.
like, uh, you know, basically, oh no, we can't. How dare you make me do the work that you expect me to do when I get hired, right? So I wanted to just hit on a couple of things before I do. I have a question for the audience: Is have you done a work trial before? Have you done a work trial before? And the reason why I was asking this because I know back in the day, or last year, or maybe the year before that, he's not on right now, but basically we had tech coach Ralph. He was sharing how he would helping because he's big on preparing people for roles and how he would help some people with their not just their applications but also with their portfolio and putting that together. It basically, it's showing you what I can do, and now it's like, oh, that's great. Now show us in real time. So I want to go back to that statistic that you put up. 44% people said, got me. You said, oh, got me. I can't do it. I can't, so on and so forth. And I think that
Right.
honestly, yeah, Tech Coach Ralph is in the building. What up, Tech Coach Ralph? Actually, I'm gonna go back
What
because
up, though?
OTTO is in the building as well. Thank you so much. And for those who are new,
What up?
if you do comment on the show, we definitely will highlight you and shout you out towards the end for sure. But yeah, man, I haven't done a work trial before. The closest thing I have done is, like you said, like, oh, do this sort of project, email it to
Same.
us. We'll go back and forth. But I like this for a
Same.
couple of reasons. Why? Because most of them are paid. That's the thumbnail says work for free. Because some people thinking I ain't gonna do this work if it's for free, but some of them are paid, right? And it does show you like, hey, listen, it's not about the degree as much as if you can do the job. And that right there, for people that were struggling
And
for the
and
past
that's
couple of
oh, you
years.
you cut out, Joseph.
Can you hear me? Hello.
I don't know. But
Oh, hold on. Let me
but yeah,
fix
you're
something.
right, bro. Like while you get your mic together, can you do the job? If you can do the job, hey, now this is if you
Hmm.
understand how to reframe certain things and reframe it in the right light, like bro,
Yeah.
now you can, or broette, now you can literally use that 14 days and the stuff you did at that company, and you can
Portfolio.
put that on your resume. Like, yo, this is what I've done with such and such.
Oh,
Now, you might not have crazy numbers to be able to do it or to talk about, but you have experience at a spot and maybe you build some kind of relationship with somebody there in the 14 days where you, hey, call this person. They know I was there. I was sitting right there with them, or I used to talk with them on the phone and get this stuff done. So there are things that you can do um, in the meantime, like to make it a good thing. But
hmm
I mean, and it's paid. So even if it's like lower paid projects, at least you are now getting paid for work. And you can also put that on the, I don't know, maybe your contractor side of what you do, right? So,
yeah,
hey, this is contracted work that I've done, projects, boom.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
And Tech Coach Ralph says sounds like an internship. I was thinking the same thing, but guess what? I think it's even better than an internship. It's paid because it's paid for one, and it seems like a shorter period of time because we talked about it being almost 14 days. Sometimes internships are what, 60 days, a whole summer for some people. So for me, if it's like, okay, the objective of me to get hired, and also they didn't really talk too deep about it, but being a culture fit is a big thing too in a lot of companies. They don't want to be like, hey, he could do the job or she could do the job. They want to also say like, yo, what's going on with like do they actually work good with other people? So this
Yeah.
allows you to kind of be able to assess that, and then you get feedback not only from the work they do, but they get feedback from their potential colleagues who be like, "Hey, how you like working with X, Y, and Z person?" Oh no, I
Mm-hmm.
think they're cool, or yeah, they're kind of weird. Like like they do some certain stuff that I think they could do the work a little bit, but at what cost, right?
Like, look,
They
man,
actually,
they was
yeah.
going to the restroom and they were staying gone for like 30 minutes at a time, 40 minutes at a time. I don't know if they can actually do this job. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'll just say this too. I know that people have, or companies, I should say, not even leveraging work trials, but certain like certain things that they're asking people to do. They are leveraging it right now, and they are basically saying like,
100%.
do this, and if they can't come back with that, there's a problem. But here's what it also does, and this is what I'm going to say before I see the comment there by thirst, this and that third. I'm gonna come to you right now, but I'm gonna post it actually while I say this. But basically, what I did also notice is that this opens up opportunities for internal movement, right? Because if you already know the person, they've already been in the company for a minute, and there's a job opening, and you're reaching out to other candidates who kind of aren't necessarily a fit and don't really understand the product or whatever, that person internally can position themselves to be like, hey, I've been here for X, Y, and Z amount of time. I know the product, just need to learn the function, and let's talk about it. So there's that. There's opportunities opening up for a lot of different areas for a lot of different people. I'm going to this and that third, and thank you for commenting. Said lie on your resume and over embellish. Being honest keeps you at the bottom of the totem pole. Learn what needs to be performed and be receptive to learning once you have the job. Now
I
that
don't know if they
used
heard.
to,
I don't know if they heard heard my
yeah,
story.
yeah. I'm about to say that used to work, right? That used to work a lot. This, that, and third. The way they're changing things now with these work trials, they are forcing people to have to prove that they can do it, and that is what's been a challenge. Like what we said earlier about 44% of job applicants admit of lying during their interviews because these work trials are putting people to the fire. It's like saying, oh, you can do that? All right, great. So for the next 7 to 14 days, I need you to do da. And like, oh, wait, hold up. I didn't know how to do all that. So back in the day, fake it till you make it used to work. Like fake it till you make it used to be like, yeah, I got a degree, or yeah,
Exactly.
I did it, and
Exactly.
then you can just kind of like jump in. But the caveat, the good part of this is that even though like the fake it till you make it is not going to be an issue as much anymore, is going to not be helpful as much anymore. If you truly know what you're doing, you can literally, and you don't have a degree, for example, or you don't have something else, they might be able to consider you if they put you in a work trial if you get that far. The only challenge, the biggest challenge though, is that 63% of hiring is already decided within that first 5 minutes of that interview. So they already said like they kind of like you know in that interview process said you're not a good fit. After that, they're just trying to find ways to get you out. At that point, they're like
Yeah.
trying to find
Yeah.
ways to
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
even have you hire you, which is unfortunate. But the workshop provides an opportunity that lying on your resume is probably not going to be helpful in this situation.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I don't know. I've never been and nothing against you, this, that, and the third, or the people who go that route, because like I said, I have a friend of mine who that was his route, at one point. But I personally I have a problem with it just because like I don't really lie. So doing that on my resume just to get in the door, I personally would see it as that's not where I'm supposed to be at that point in time. Like if what I have on my resume, knowing that I've made it look the best I possibly can, is showing everything that I've done in for this particular space and what I can do just on the paper form. If that's not going to get me the face to face, then hey, that's just not where I was supposed to be at that point in time. But that's me, and That's how I roll. But again, to each his own. And I don't know. Like I said, at one point in time that does work, but right now, probably because that was happening, and they're having to waste time retraining somebody over the basic stuff in that space that they probably weren't trying to do. Now they're implementing stuff like this. So, you know, I think that's probably a part of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Tech Coach Ralph because he has some really good points here. He said lying on resumes is what introduced multiple rounds of interviews with different
Yeah,
people, projects, and explanations. So we're
yeah.
basically living in a time that we didn't have before because of all the lying that was done. So now
4
you
and
have people that,
5 interview
yeah,
rounds.
yeah. Then there's a lot of people that have gone through that and that said that work trial is just a great way to kind of like, if it's like an intro call and then probably one conversation after that or whatever, and then like, I like him enough to put on the work trial. Then you're going from 4 to 5 to probably just 2 interviews in a work trial or one interview in a work trial. So we'll see how this thing kind of plays out. One thing it reminded me of this comedian I was listening to him interview Delay. He was a
You
TFE
said D-Ray?
podcast. Yeah, Delay, I think it's pronounced it.
Oh,
D
delay.
apostrophe
Okay.
LA.
Oh,
LAI.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was saying how
Lisa, that dude.
yeah, he was saying how he was
Oh,
on
okay.
he was a blackjack dealer, and then he was trying to get a job because he didn't know like 3 other like I guess gambling games or whatever. And he was like, they're like, "Do you know dices?" Like, yeah, I know dices. He didn't know nothing. So they said, "Okay, cool. I want you to work this floor." Da, da, da. He's like, "Oh shoot, I gotta work." So he had a work trial, right? And so they put him out there, and he fumbled the bag. But what he ended up doing was, or he fumbled the job or the opportunity, but he did say, "Listen, I lied, right? I don't know all of it, but I can learn." And because they like this personality, they allowed him to go through. Not saying that you should lie, because now but sometimes uh, just showing who you are could sometimes help as well.
There you go.
Um,
Because and that's where I was that's where I was getting at with what I was saying earlier, bro. Because what if he would have, because of the type of person that he was, they probably were already willing to do that with him in the first place if he would have just said that up front. So when they asked him about the dice, yo, the only thing I know about dice is rolling them behind the car the car wash with the homies. But I'm willing to learn, and I do this is what I do know. They probably still would have been like, hey, no worries, that's actually where we want you. We're gonna train you because we like you. So that's what I'm
mhm.
saying. Like, if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, like I promise, like it's something else that is, but you want to do it the right way just because you don't want to burn certain bridges and stuff like that. You never know. You
Yeah,
never know. No,
just
it wasn't
said
a comedy
it
skit.
was a comedy skit. It was his testimony, his real life. He was having an interview. He was talking about his real
Oh
life.
yeah,
So it was
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
like something that he went through. But I want to go back to Tech Coach Ralph. First of all, yeah, appreciate you saying that this, that, and the third. He said understood. I appreciate y'all's input and experience. Now I appreciate
Oh,
you for
100%.
commenting.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Tech Coach Ralph said this. He said, as a question, and I wanted to kind of pose this question as a standalone for everybody to chime in and talk. By the way, this is a call-in show, so if you want to call in, you don't have to show your face, but you can share your opinion and thoughts. He says, I wonder how someone who is looking for a new job would handle this. And if you're looking and having to interview with other jobs at the same time, how are you going to handle that?
Yeah,
Because how many work
yeah.
trials can you do? That's
That's
a
a
really
fact.
good point.
That's a fact. Because it's wild if you, especially if you're not like fully remote, right? So if you going
Yeah.
in and I don't know, that's wild. Hey, we
Yeah.
need you to be here, or maybe you got to do have that. Hey, just want to let y'all know, y'all ain't the only ones, and I'm gonna be here from 8 to 12, and then I gotta go from 12 to 2 at another spot, Monday
Mm.
through Wednesday, and then Wednesday through Friday, I gotta be here 8 to 10 because I got another one. That'd be wild. That's a wild setup,
Man,
but
that pay you get some your taxes gonna look really crazy after the end of the year if you have all these work
I
trials. They're
mean,
paying you 1099 and
actually, shoot, that might help you out. I don't know.
yeah,
Like, hey, 1099, you get the right CPA, you get my guy. You gonna be right. You're gonna be
yeah,
right because now you get your write-offs. This is a business.
Yeah, at this point, somebody been making a career out of this. But listen, I'm a work trial specialist. I can get you to the work trial. Get you your 14 days, y'all. You be having 3 or 4. Talking about job stacking, I'm work trial stacking right now. It's it's
Yeah,
a, it's a different ball game. Uh, oh, this is actually a very interesting point too. He said, "What if you are currently employed? Sounds like it would benefit people fully unemployed. These work trials. That's true because you can't be like, I
yeah,
gotta take up some work for the next 14 days,
yeah. Because
taking
you
vacation time. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, because you're already doing it. If you got to go in and you got an interview that you have to go into, you're already taking off work for a day. But if they introduce the work trial on you, you know, I think that's where you have to really rely on, like, where you're. If you're talking about getting to a space that you're already in, is like, hey, I can do whatever y'all need to do, but I'm actually still currently in the role. So whatever y'all are wanting me to do in house, I can do that from the house, or whatever. I don't know. It's going to be a different setup for
Yeah,
sure, but or maybe that's where hey, what's your current boss? I don't know. They're gonna they got to figure out something, because yeah, that would be pretty hard.
I'm thinking that work trials are more on a case by case basis now. Now that we're talking about
I
it,
see. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I think it might be for that person that they're iffy about, but they like him. Maybe that's probably what it's gonna be like. Hey, I like you. You're a new graduate, so
yeah,
you may not have the experience, but yada yada yada. Let's talk. Let's have something going on here. So I think
yeah,
that's where it kind of can, be good. So I think, yeah, I think it has to be tried because if you think about it, if you're talking to an executive or somebody who has the history behind them, let's say they're established at a company, they're not gonna be doing work trials for everybody. They were like, oh, I know this dude. He actually built this or built that, and it's actually well known. Yeah, we just have a conversation. It's just to see if we
hmm
can afford him, you know.
yeah,
So versus the work trial, I think it's for like more. I won't say I won't say entry level because it's not just entry level. I think it's for certain technical roles for sure. Things that you have to know what you know, otherwise it's going to really jeopardize us financially or security wise. So I can see this for like certain cybersecurity roles and things of that nature. But I think it's also like, again, case by case. Tech Coach Ralph says, "Good point, Joseph. It's easy to get hired if you already have a job."
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But I have something to say, but I'll let you say something before I say something. If you had something else
Oh
to
no,
say,
so go ahead and say it.
what I was thinking though, is that candidates they like but don't trust. I like they're like, hey, dude, I like you, but I don't know if you really get all that.
Yeah,
So
we
let's try
need
it. Let's
we
try it
need
out.
you to go this route with us.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh man. Well, you know what? I was thinking as well. Like right now, it's getting a job is harder than I've in my adult life. It's probably the hardest that it's been. I was 28,
Yeah,
2008, I think was another period where it was like kind of like rough. That was right around the housing crisis earlier. But hopefully, this is my hope is that this allows for employers to give people more chances. Nowadays, man, people are going through 4 or 5 interviews. They think they got in the bag, all only to say, "Hey, we went in with another direction," and so on and so forth. Yeah, work trial them. I mean, obviously, it's going to take more time. It's going to be a little more complicated with paperwork, but give people a chance to prove themselves because all of a sudden you're like the
100%.
person that you're like. Let's say it again.
No, I said 100%.
Yeah, I think especially this time right now, it's really hard for a lot of people, and I just think that it'll be a good opportunity. The new interview is a project, right? Um, so I think, and then what it forces actually a technical drop. I don't know if you have time to chat about this because this is your wheelhouse in regards to helping people prepare for roles if you want to call in. But I think when you were talking about portfolios back in the day and things of that nature and projects and so on and so forth, like I think that this is where a lot of people are going to have to really kind of, especially if they've been let go, laid off, whatever the case may be, just start really putting that together. Even have a presentation and be able to present and share. This is the impact that I've had in my previous company, and make it strong enough that they were like work trial. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
But yeah, yeah. Tech Coach Ross says from the company side, I could see this as a headache to manage though. That's what I'm thinking too. Like After
Dude.
a while, you have to pay 1099s, you have the paperwork, all the different stuff just for a work trial. It would have to be a critical role or something that that's like the um something that you take out like on what's that game show? Um Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? We hear the lifelines and different things like
Oh
that.
yeah.
The portfolio is like one of those, and then all of a sudden, like, all right, I
Yeah,
got
they
one more work trial.
yeah, they're not gonna be having like 40 people work trialing, like, like on customer service. You
Yeah.
sitting there next, hey man, how long you got? Oh shoot, I'm on day 10, big dog.
Make
This
it.
your first day? Yeah, I'm almost in the bag. They're not about to have 40 work trial, they're not gonna do
I mean,
that.
and then
Because yeah, that would be a headache.
what's the probationary period for anyway? They're supposed to have like a
Yeah,
probationary period that's like 60 days or something like that.
yeah,
Technically that's a work trial if you think about it.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, it is, yeah. But they probably by re I'm pretty sure if we look into the laws and stuff like that, by reframing it as a work trial, maybe they can pay less, like maybe, like it's probably certain things that just by reframing it in that title allows them to have more leeway in like letting them go but yes, technically it's that 60-day, 90-day probationary period kind of stuff. It sounds
mhm.
like it anyway.
Yeah, Techco Drop says the hiring process is already a headache and expensive, and now you have to manage a maybe person. A maybe
Mm,
person, that's expensive too. That's a good point. That's a
I don't
good
even
point.
want to do that.
Yeah, just give me a person I know for certain that could do the job, right? A person that
Yeah,
could certain
yeah.
those certain. So hiring the wrong person is like software defect. That's
No,
true.
it for sure can be, man. They can come through and wreak havoc, mess up your whole
Hmm.
operation.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's
dog,
a,
who is the new guy eating all the bagels, man? Golly. Then
yeah.
next thing you know, that's all he doing, eating the bagels, playing the Xbox all day. Like, he ain't never at his desk. Nothing getting done. Now, next
Yeah.
thing you know, messed up the whole project. Everybody looking at you crazy because you hired them,
Hmm.
including the
It,
upper management.
yeah. Hiring is expensive though. It really is. The whole
Yeah,
process is
yeah,
just it's a lot. It's a lot for sure. But
yeah.
but
And that's
y'all let us
it.
go ahead. I think you're breaking up.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, that's probably why some of them are like they're outsourcing it to these recruiting agency type of places as well, so that they can do a lot of that heavy lifting and just pay one rate or something. I don't know how it works as far as the money side of it, but I'm pretty sure it makes sense.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. And also, let me just ask you: have you done a work trial before, y'all? Let us know in the comment section. You could call in, you could comment below, and we'll bring it up. But thank you so much for those who have commented and share their thoughts and opinions on this subject. Because
Mhm.
listen, we want to keep you abreast on things in case you run into it. You know what it is, and so you're like, oh, I know what a work trial is, not a work trail. I don't know why. Let me update that. I just realized that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hey, listen, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
well, listen, somebody else would. Yeah, so it autocorrect. There you go. So yeah,
Did it
so
again.
basically, yeah, no, it's all good though.
Just
But
leave
yeah,
it.
let us know in the comment section your thoughts, man. But with that being said, Trey, how was your weekend, man? How was your weekend? Was it good? Was it cool? Copacetic?
Yeah, it was straight. Everything was good. Man, what was that? Yesterday we went in after church. We went and celebrated my dad's birthday, which is today. But we just went to this place called Boo Ray's. It's like a Cajun. I don't even know how many they have, or
Hmm.
maybe they have like. I think they have two here. I don't know if they're national or not, but it's like a seafood Cajun Louisiana type style place. Yeah,
Mm,
real good food, real good spot. Had a good old time seeing family and stuff like that. Saturday, I actually didn't do too much. I just went to my parents' house because my nephew was over there, and so my daughter and him, they love playing with each other, and running around and just doing a whole bunch of nothing, yelling and all of that. So they were having a good old time. I actually checked out that while I was there, checked out that Lamar Odom. What is that? Appreciate you, tech coach Ralph. But
Happy birthday,
I actually
bad
checked
guy.
out that Lamar Odom documentary that's on Netflix.
Oh,
That's
really?
a crazy story, man. Crazy
Mm.
story. But yeah, no, it was a pretty good weekend though. How about yours?
Yeah, it was chill. It was chill overall. After after church yesterday, I didn't have the greatest experience. I was trying to get some food for the family. And,
Mm,
this is where terrible customer service. And I've been in before. They went to some rocky places. They were at when I first went there. They were like it was like a couple years ago. I think before the pandemic, and they were like at a different location. They moved like
mm.
twice after that. And so I went this time, man. I was like, I ordered through a website. They never got the order. They say they don't work with that website anymore. And then they
Dang.
told me to call the website back to let them know. I'm not gonna put that name out there right now, but to let the website know like that they don't work with them anymore, and for them to call the owner and I
But
got
why am I doing that?
yeah, and I got the refund, and well, they said it processed the refund, right? Put it exactly. This is why I'm like, yo, AI can help a lot of these companies out, but it's a soul food spot. I'm gonna say that much, so you got to ready know a lot of stuff is out of stock. Let's just put it like that, so you already know what the deal is. But it was just like it wasn't the best customer service, so I was waiting there for it was almost like a 2 hour whole situation, bro. I was just
Oh, that's
like,
ridiculous.
and then when I finally got the food, because my wife ordered some whiting, when I finally got the food, they normally like staple it up and give it out, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't trust y'all. Open that bag, and I'm looking through it, and I said, "Do you have tartar sauce in here?" It's like, "Yeah, we got tartar sauce in here." You can look, but we got tartar sauce in there. So I was like, you know what?
I'm
I'm
looking.
tired. I'm looking, and I'm trying to feel for it, and I feel something. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's it because it wasn't easy to pull things out. It was kind of tightly put in there, and I'm like, I'm tired. I just want to go. Well, I didn't wait. Well, here's the thing, because Tech Coach Ralph asked me, did I wait the whole time? Oh, they they wanted me to call the website, right? Yeah, he said, did I
Yeah.
wait 2 hours? So here's what happened. I ordered the food about an hour, about 30 minutes before I got there, because I dropped off my family, and then I went back out to go get it because the kids were crazy.
Mm.
So then that moved on, and I don't know y'all. If y'all experience something like this, unfortunately, with our restaurants out there, I just put it like that. Let me know in the comment section. So that was that 30 minutes. Whole situation, handling that 10, 15 minutes. The wait there, bro. And I noticed a pattern. I know everybody that came in that shop, they already ordered their food off of a different website. I don't know which
Oh,
website it was. It was, I think, some people that order DoorDash or some people or whatever. But I'm like, y'all, and here's the thing: I was calling them before I even made that online order just to verify a few things. I tried maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times. 3 times is excessive. It went to busy all the time. And here's what I did.
they
I told the folks when I got there, I said, listen, after the whole situation, I was trying to call y'all. And the lady's like, oh, you trying to call me? Oh, I'm sorry. And she's trying to fill with the phone. And then she put it down. And then she's talking with some other customer. And then the red light comes on like it's ringing. She's like, oh, look, the phone's ringing. So I fixed it. And I was just like,
how is that gonna help
I
me?
didn't say nothing. I just looked at her.
Man, you better than me.
I was like,
I'd be like,
listen,
I
only
look,
because
you got 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm going live with 10,000 people right now,
oh no,
locally.
if I had it like that, but I was just like, listen, let me just. I did put a negative review though. I did do that. I was like,
Yeah.
because guess what? I got home, no tartar sauce, so I was like, y'all are
Bruh.
getting it today. So, the food was good, so I didn't give him a 1 star, gave him 2, but everything else made it a terrible experience. And it's sad because I've been there before. I liked it. I think I even mentioned it to somebody else, because I don't necessarily put up good reviews all the time. What I do though is I do recommendations. Like I tell people like, yo, you want to go here, you want to go there. So I do that. So, but I had to do this one because this one was like, and then when you have a bad experience with a customer, you got to try to make it good. And this was messed up too. And I'm gonna get off my soapbox. They
Boy.
literally said, "Oh man, you're the second person this happened to today," and I'm like, "Wait. So you have this happening and you're not dealing with the situation? Like you just like, yeah, just call the website, yeah."
Yeah,
Um,
what's the owner name? I'm hitting them up right now. Like,
I know. I'll give it to you offline. I'll give it to you
no,
offline.
no, I wasn't
No.
talking about me personally. I'm
Oh,
just saying, like, this is what I'm saying in real time. Like, what is the owner's name? Or I'm going to go find it, and I'm hitting them up like, yo, this is how you running your stuff, and it's
spot in
I'm about to
Jersey.
be
I'll
out.
say that much.
I'm about
Central
to put
Jersey.
a picket sign out here in the front right now. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be there, but I'm gonna leave it.
I'm looking at the conversation. Tech Coach Ralph says they probably already have allowed negative reviews, but people
Yep,
addicted to it like that Odom documentary.
yep,
They're at
yep.
4.1 right now with over 1,000 something reviews. But yeah, if they keep this up, man, they'll get under that 3. Once you get to that 3.9, people be like, I don't want to eat shit. I'm sure I want to go over there and eat.
Yeah, I
So
definitely.
they're getting close.
I don't even look at it. If you 3 point anything, I'm not even looking.
Yeah, that 3 point whatever is a kiss of death. So hopefully they can turn it around. My wife, after that experience, she's like, I ain't coming back.
Nah.
So yeah. That is what it is now. But listen, y'all, thank you so much for rocking with us. We got a couple of things left for y'all. Thank you so much for hearing my lament. But I don't want to keep it rolling here for y'all because I know you guys support the show. The Tech Wire, y'all. The Tech Wire is here. This is an area where they have different tech events and for you to check out on securethebadge.com. You don't have to go there right this second, but you can leave a little bookmark for yourself later on to go check it out. I just dropped the link so you can check out tech events. So if you want to save that and then come back to the show, that's cool. But this is basically where you can get opportunities to not only go to live tech events, but if you get a chance to join the community, there is a price attached to that. But if you get a chance to join the community, not only get free event tickets, but if you're looking to be a speaker, you get exclusive speaker applications to speak at certain events. And so they had tickets for all sorts of things in there. People that were going to Human X and all sorts of different conferences that are like money. So you want to definitely check it out for yourself. It's definitely a community that pays for itself as well. So go ahead, check it out for yourself at securethebadge.com. And I think you will appreciate what is there. So I want to just hit on this topic real quick. I know we don't got a lot of time. And then we could talk about some other stuff as well. But this one was an interesting story because we talked about it before, how the bite of the apple has been tasting sour recently, but now they're trying to change the game. They're trying to make things different with hardware. We're gonna talk about Apple real quickly right now, in regards to this. Now, this is a big deal for the Apple faithful, those who are on their MacBooks right now. For anyone paying attention to where the smart home market is heading, smart home market. For years, Apple has had a gap in the lineup that we know about that Amazon and Google have happily filled. Echo Show, all the different things on the Nest Hub, everything like that. Apple has nothing to compete with that until now. So Apple's working on a home hub or command center that will serve as a centralized location for controlling smart home products. So listening to music, making video calls, getting weather things, looking up with Siri. Hopefully, you can improve Siri. Displaying photos, making notes, all those different things are coming out. And it resembles like an iPad with a 7-inch display. Now, here's the thing: the product has been delayed for a while, multiple times actually.
I
And the
believe
reason,
that.
and the reason is very telling about Apple's head right now. They pushed back to debut the Home Hub multiple times due to ongoing issues and had to work with other companies to help revamp their version of Siri, which, if you know from experience, poo poo. The hub was heavy AI focused, right? And it tied more intelligent Siri. Uh, it's tied to the more intelligent Siri right now that Apple has it to work than Apple would like in the past. So it's getting better, right? In other words, Apple refused to ship a dumb smart display, and so they're working on that. And they actually, the new series more similar to like the voice in ChatGPT, if you have ever used that one, or Claude, this than the Siri of yesteryear. So that's actually good, because it's incorporating more large modules to answer complex queries and things of that nature. So the current target is supposed to be September or the fall of this year. So keep your eyes out for that. But also, if you haven't checked out, and this is a larger conversation, they're actually trying to get into the eyewear game, right? So they've been trying to compete with Meta glasses, which we'll see how that goes, to get glasses that are not as that are look like regular glasses. You don't even know that they're smart glasses or AI glasses in this case, to be able to compete with them. So they're really trying to push more in the hardware space. And the reason why I want to bring up this conversation because specifically about the smart glasses is that more and more people are trying to get hip to it. Like especially these content creators that come to the store, got these glasses on, Ray Bans, whatever. There's a light there. Like, wait, you recording me? And so there's a lot of people that are kind of finding like they're trying to actually ban Meta glasses and things of that nature. But I'm thinking with other companies like Apple and others getting involved in this, I don't think it's going anywhere because I think what people are trying to say is that eventually these Meta glasses and all the different technologies are going to replace the phone, right? Calls, your music, everything's going to be coming from your glasses. And so that is something that if you are thinking about, if you're like, hey, I don't want it myself, that might be where the future is at. That might be where the future is at. Let me go to the comment section and I'll pass over to you, Trey. Uh, Apple's always so late. Amazon, Google had this for almost 10 years. Everyone else is putting out AI and Apple put in home controls. Like, come on now. Well, after the headset thing failed for 3K. Yep. That is very true.
Bruh. I mean, that's their MO though. Like their MO, Apple's MO is let's wait and see what everybody else does. Let's see how it works and see how we can make it better years later. And so the thing becomes like, is it too late? As far as like, should we even get into this space if it's been held back? But I mean, obviously I'm sure they've done the numbers with the home, like the home pod or whatever. So, I mean, obviously there's still enough in people's homes that they're like, this is still a place we should look and get into. As far as the glasses, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a great idea. Because if they can make it smaller, better, and stuff like that, then yeah, people are going to buy those like crazy. People buy the glasses all the time. I still see the updates. Y'all know I'm it's still new to Apple use 100%. I think that's also what they put into account as well. Like it's new to our family, right? And so then you'll start seeing videos, this brand new like, and it's like people who have been on Samsung and all these other places, like, bro, we've been having this for like 10 years, 5 years. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
But
it's starting to look
it's new
bad.
to Apple users. Yeah, it's new to Apple users. But like as far as the glasses though, I've been looking at a few. Y'all know I have a crazy amount,
Plethora.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, I have 3 more pair right here, right next to me. But but that being said, I have been looking at the smart glasses as well, just to see what I want. And I mean, there are some really good ones out there that aren't the Meta Ray Bans, but maybe they don't have the camera on there, but the actual technology is so good that the frames are small or regular size, and so it's getting into a interesting space when it comes to those glasses. And so I would be interested to see what they do
Yeah.
with those. So as long as they don't have you looking like a Poindexter, I'd be down.
Everybody be walking around. Jarvis, do this. Moving the hands. He's
I
like, you remember
mean,
when they had
bro,
the
it's some
goggles?
glasses I can't remember. Yeah, bro, I can't remember the brand, but yeah, I mean, it looks like Jarvis. Like, the display pops up. Some creators use them when they're doing their videos because it has the teleprompter mode on there. Yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah, nerdy by nature. Teko's Ralph had if y'all don't know, Teko's Ralph had a hat that said nerdy by nature. Said we are
Yeah,
up. We are up.
there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. But I'm not. I look. I don't mind being the nerd, I just don't want to look like
Look like it.
Urkel, you know.
Get
I
out of
don't want to look
here.
like Urkel, but I'm good. Like, maybe it's a nerd Stefan or something. I don't know.
There's Stefan. Oh man, for those
It's
who are
the
like,
new
what's
nerd.
what's Urkel? Go check
I
out
know,
Family
right?
Matters, y'all, because I feel like some people didn't even know who Whitney Houston is. I was surprised. Like who's that?
You know,
Listen, before I get angry. But yeah, no. Also, he said a friend of mine said they have some with cameras with just as good of
yeah,
quality. Yeah,
yeah.
yep, yeah.
Yeah,
You
no,
can.
it's like I said, that whole market for a while it was filling up my YouTube timeline just because I clicked on a few so that I knew others would pop in so that I could do some research and stuff. And yeah, I mean, it's a few companies out there that are doing some incredible stuff.
Wow. Wow. So we can keep abreast on that, y'all. And definitely got to chat it up and talk about it. But let's know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Do you have a pair of smart glasses? Will you opt in for Apple's home at this point?
Home
Tablet.
pod,
Yeah. It's a home hub, but it's a home tablet, basically. Would it be worth it? Now that they have so many different innovations. Let us know in the comment section below for sure if this is on your radar. But I definitely want to throw out one thing before we do. If you have not already, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely appreciate it. Before we even wrap up the show, I want to give a shout out to all those that commented. OTTO in the building. Peace and blessings, family. Appreciate that. Tech Coach Ralph said, "What? Let's talk about it." in regards to the work trials. And then we also got this comment from this, that, the third. Thank you so much for commenting and sharing your thoughts with us. We definitely appreciate you. We want to let you know that we appreciate you. And what else I appreciate, is these brown box specials, right? This brown box special is brought to you by Reddit. Credit to Reddit for this one. But this is in case you don't know, if somebody has been fired, quit their job or let go, we just chat about it, because there's some funny stories and then there's some stories that make you reflect. And these are one of those stories that definitely I think will make you reflect regarding it. And this is regarding a situation. Uh, 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 I'm going to talk about the post first, and then I'm going to talk about the comment that made me kind of pause here. But this person was saying a lot of these I quit my six-figure job for freedom posts completely skip the ending of the story, because here's what actually happens way more than people admit. You leave a stable, high income job, and reality doesn't care about your motivation. The paycheck stops immediately. The lifestyle you built gets expensive fast. Savings start shrinking and that faster than expected. Side projects, quote unquote, don't pay nearly what people think they will, and re-entering the same salary bracket later is harder than leaving it. Meanwhile, the company you left, they replaced you, kept the projects moving, kept generating revenue. Life goes on exactly as before, just without you in it. And for this part, nobody posts. A lot of people don't level up after quitting. Most go back to jobs even lower than where they left. Now, this comment made me think a little bit because it had a little bit of a little antidote in it too. It said, I had a group of friends that managed to slide into software development at the perfect time after only attending a 6-month dev boot camp. All of them got six-figure jobs on great paths to
woo,
tons of success. At the time, I was floored how easily they got in that position and definitely a bit jealous. One of them only stayed as a dev for less than a year before jumping to an office job at a friend's roofing company for a 30% increase in pay. He is now trying to aggressively pivot back into tech with no success. The other friends and myself have been trying to tell him that ship has sailed. He had an amazing opportunity, and the market just isn't going to hire bootcamp educated junior devs with basically no experience.
yeah.
So
Less than he said less than a year, or
he said
when did
less
he
than a
leave?
year before jumping. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely not.
He said less than a year.
Definitely not.
So it's tough because that's the thing. That's why I wanted to go back to that, tie the story to that first one that we talked about the work trials, is because times have changed. Like I remember that time of that time of life where everybody was literally doing a boot camp or doing something, and then all
Fish
of a
in a barrel.
sudden, yeah, they were in it. They were in it, right? And then nowadays, one couple things happen. Some people realize like, hey, this is not for me. I can't do this work. Other people either they got bored of it or they basically flamed out because of stress. Some people may have been like, maybe they weren't cut, maybe they were not doing up to the standard, or in this situation got greedy. Or I don't say greedy is the word, but they just miscalculated. They made a decision. They left
Count up the
prematurely.
cost.
Didn't count the costs, and then now they're sitting on the outskirts. And so it made me think about like, man, sometimes opportunity costs are is something that I learned from that season. At least if it's the same season that I'm thinking about a couple of years ago, I learned a lot from that one because before that season, and y'all could put in the comment section your thoughts on this, but before that, I was the type of person that'd be like, let me think about it, let me figure it out, and then you do that, and then you find out Bitcoin is actually a thing. So I remember when somebody mentioned the Bitcoin to me when I was in college in 2008, and so on and so forth. I don't know anything about that sort of stuff. And then years later, I'm like, dang it, it was like $10. What would happen if I put $10 in then or whatever, right? So it's like it just made me think about opportunity costs, and I just wanted to chat about that before we close out the show.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing, bro. And like Tech Coach Ralph said, all facts. It is all facts. Like you have it's multiple things going on at the same time. And while I would say just count up the cost
Mm,
because there are times where if you don't do the thing or try it or like in that specific scenario, 30% raise going to be in roofing. I don't know about roofing, but I'm open to it. He who knows what all the dudes said, like, hey, you do this for a certain amount of time, you get your own roofing company, or whatever. I don't know what the conversation was, but he left. The thing is, sometimes you do have to do that
mm,
because what you don't want is to look 10 years down the road and you're like, well, what if when that
yeah,
dude is, on a yacht somewhere, whatever, like whatever. It don't even matter about the money side. It's just that thought in the back of the mind of like, what if I would have done that? What
what
would
if?
have happened?
Mm,
The only problem about what if is you want to count up the full cost. So, because
mm,
sometimes it could just be a fleeting thought, but sometimes that God has graced you in that thing, and that keeps popping up. Like
yeah,
people keep asking you about this. I need, can you do it? And you love that thing. Sometimes you have to go out there and see just to see. And then now the other side of that is sometimes you can't get back. Like if you're anything like me, there's not a thing in the world. Like I've never been a double dipper, double backer when it comes
yeah,
to like girlfriends and stuff like that. Listen, one and done.
yeah,
On to the next. I'm never going. I'm not coming back. So
yeah,
sometimes that's how the job is. Hey, you left. Unfortunately, we ain't got nothing for you. It is what it is.
yeah.
So, but you got to take that in stride. Take it as as what we call a bought lesson. And so
Hmm.
maybe the next time you get in and you there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I remember people that are reaching out to me, or not recently, but I would say probably 6 months to a year ago, who are trying to transition now because they're like, "Yeah, I'm ready now," and I'm like,
Mm,
well,
I know exactly what you're talking about. I had the
yeah, I'm like,
same
well,
thing.
I have some good news and I have some not so good news. Good news is, hey, it's still here. Bad news is the market's changed. It's not impossible, but it's
Yeah.
it's definitely harder. Techo Drop says, Mr. No Take Backs,
Oh
Trey.
no,
No
it's
take backs.
nah. It's too abundant. It's always been my mindset. I'm like, look, it's just always been my mindset. I'm sorry.
Yeah. they want
No,
they
see,
want they want you on their timeline. Yeah,
hey,
yeah, yeah.
seriously. Yeah. One girl that was literally the thing. Hey, we didn't take a break because
Mm,
summertime.
Like, what?
It's summertime,
The
man.
seasons
Hey,
change and we gotta
listen,
go?
listen. I said the same thing, Joseph. I said, you know what? That's cool. Don't even worry about it. Came back. I'm the man. I'm the man.
She came back in the winter like, oh, I needed somebody to snuggle with.
Tried to double back. I was just like,
Yeah.
graciously. I didn't do it all crazy, but stuff happens.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
Mm-mm.
Oh man. Well, listen, y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with us on this episode. We definitely appreciate you hanging with us. And like always, like I said, go ahead. The ticker says it on the bottom, like, comment, subscribe. You go to youtube.com/ at Talk That Tech Show to do so. If you're listening to this on the audio podcast, and if you have not done it before, go ahead and do it, y'all. It don't take much. It's just a click of a button and you subscribe. Hit the bell so you know when we're going to go live. And man, we'll talk to you on the other side. This has been Talk That Tech, the
#1 tech morning show in the world. We'll see y'all next week, baby.
peace and elbow grease.